Zdravím všechny u naší další nový dobrodružství křížem krážem Tejvatem v Genshin Impactu, mý nejoblíbenější hře na celém světě. A dneska se podíváme tady na ostrov Petrichor a quest přeložený jménem Petrich Horror Dream, neboli Petrichorský horor. Takže měl by to odemknout bose pro Gnavu, neboli Arlečínu, kterou chci namaxovat už asi půl roku nebo rok, takže jsem měl oči na tomhletom ostrově i už nějakou dobu. A dneska si projdeme tajemství tohohle ostrova a věci, co se dějí. Takže půjdeme na to. A začneme hned tím, že si odhalíme tenhle ostrov. The world opens itself for those with noble hearts. Yep. Petrichor. Tento malý ostrůvek. Nějaký drplay? Ne. Zbývá mi jich jenom 20. Mare Nostrum. Je tu Petrichor. Lidi tam mají červený haze kolem jejich hlav. A těžko říct, co se s ním děje. This place feels deserted. Everyone looks so weird. Mám to nevím. Počkej, tady je věc. Give me. Nom nom. Welcome, travelers, traversers of dreamscapes. I am the bellringer at the intersection clock tower, the guide that welcomes travelers to the eternal city. Oh joy, more world building, eh? So valiant guardian, shall we fight the eternal city to our left or right? Wait, you're in a character already? Are you sure you're okay? Leaving that aside for now, all the townspeople we ran into on the way were acting really weird. Do you know what that's about? Why, everyone has gone to Makimos already. I imagine that they now dwell under the protection of Sebastos. Wow, so in addition to the Dark Lord Remus, now we get a Sebastos? This is getting more complicated by the minute. Dark Lord Remus, it would appear that in your journey you have crossed paths with those uncouth barbarians. It is a blasphemous title which they besmirch Sebastos Remus, our mighty Imperator. Oh, so they're the same Remus. They are the same person after all. But it is of no consequence. The Sebastos may not be defined by the narrow notions of the tribal mob. Those despicable insects may speak slander as they wish, but the wise, inspired by noble ideals, will yet come forth. When the bell of eternity tolls, all that has ever come to pass shall be erased, and all will be reborn, regardless of those where they're from. Be grateful and rejoice. Praise be! What should we do, traveler? This person sure seems lucid, but the stuff he's spouting sure is all kind of whack. Do you think he got a sleepwalker here? Maybe he is dreaming. Huh. Do you think me a dreamer? The symptoms match. Who knows? Maybe we could be the ones dreaming. No way, that's impossible. At least we think we aren't. Dreaming? I certainly... Ciscati hned na zem. Hey, you! Uh-oh, he's out cold. Travelers from outside, halt! You look completely mentally sound. Finally, a normal person. Seriously, what the heck is going on? Before that gets answered, let's get this gentleman somewhere safe. Can't be leaving him lying here, can we? He'll catch a cold this way. So the risk of catching cold might have been the most important thing in the world. You work together to get the rambling bell ringer into a nearby bench. Anyway, allow me to reintroduce myself. Call me Eston. I'm a member of the town's Daydream Club, and I'm the only member present. The Paimon, Paimon, and the traveler's name is Lumina. Tourists visiting Petrichor, passing adventurers, member special surveys, surveillance patrol. Passing adventurers. Adventurers, you say? You know, they look for the castle or whatever, are you? You introduced yourself as Esta. Where heard that name before? You brought the bandits into the castle, was it not? You see, I see you escaped with your life. What? So, you've also... No, we're wide awake. Trust us. We trust in me. We just don't get why everyone else saying all that stuff. Oh, it's them. Oh, where to begin? The legend of the fated castle has never been a secret. Adventurers just like them come by looking. Every once in a while. And whether it's because the impression the name Golden Trout conjures up is nothing more than poetic imagery, or because the castle was built a millennia ago, there's likely more nothing of value remaining there now. But why would they even listen? Of course not. No sooner had I brought them over to the ruins, they began destroying statues and stuffing the boxes like people got possessed. I could not stop them, so I went to town to get help. I never imagined I'd find nothing but dazed stares and mad ramblings. It was like everyone had fallen under some hypnotic spell. The Daydream God had researched hypnosis before, but something like this is far beyond our capabilities. My hypothesis is that something abnormal has occurred within the ruins. Actually, why are we the ones not affected? That is most interesting. Perhaps the ruins will contain the answer. Why don't you wait here, Asta? Leave the adventuring to us. Hey, that's a cat, so cute. Mapna gave Woodwick, sent him gibbon. No, though the fellow who studies hypnotism would say that they are creatures with keen sense. How odd. The collar, pendant? I swear I've seen that before. It ran off. Ignoring the cat, which is bad, we should still go to the ruins and have a look. Just happens to be the exact direction the cat ran off in. Hehe, kitty cat. Are you sure you're okay? We'll be right back, don't worry. Ding! Teleportus. Ah, there it is. Yep. There we go. Další hydrokulus. Ridiculous. Tamhle je další hydrokulus. Samozřejmě prostě Assassin's Creed instinkty prostě mi radí dobře. Najít nejvyšší bod a dívat se tam. Protože jestli někdo má Assassin's Creed instinkty vyvinutý a uložený v hlavě do smrti, tak to je někdo jako já. Někdo, kdo hrál všechny Assassin's Creedy, kromě těch dvou nejnovějších. Protože to byla jedna fáze mého života a když ta fáze skončila, tak jsem hrál a potom myslím, že dohrál skoro Odyssey. Takže až po Assassin's Creed Odyssey znám úplně všechno. Každýčkej piece Assassin's Creedovského lóru, celý ten universe. Je to sice už pár let, ale I know it all, I see it all.
Sweet dreams.
Whoa. Could you please die? There you go. Not bad, not bad. Your valor would not know shame, even if it stands the company of the Merchow's hunter. What? Merchow's hunters of old. We've seen a whole lot of really strange things on our journey. Even so, a glowing talking cat? I don't suppose it'll still make a rare list. It still makes the rare list. One such as I shall not dwell on being so called a strange thing. Oh, chosen champions. The time has come for the true hero such as you to step forth. Mato monokurame, mato yunioche. Stejně jako ta Candice. Come with me, and you will see the world of the ancient kingdom. We must still the chaotic symphony if we are to save the lost souls. Oh yeah, right. I'm the hero. Let the world journey begin. Seriously, Lumina? You could fall for yourself so easily. Very well, our chosen hero for the sake of Paimon's tummy tum shall stand tall and move with a haste to bury via Safanta. Speaking of, who are you? Must I start from the beginning? Very well, Orandis of Oranopolis. Oranidis of Oranopolis is my name, a spirit keeper of the ancient realm. What now? What a tongue twister! Well, it's gonna call you Aussie for short. Meow meow? Meow meow? It appears that I cannot command this body as I wish, to the extent that bestial behaviors may overbear me from time to time, if, from the beginning, I could only have... As the two of you can see, the boundaries between past and present have begun to blur because of the influence of the chaotic symphony. It is for this reason that I have awoken. The inhabitants of Petrichor have had their souls taken away. They exist in this maddened dream state because the symphony has granted them identities and memories to fill the void left behind. It is as if a vessel filled with pure water had contents replaced with wine. So what you're saying is that townspeople of Petrichor had their souls stolen and they've been possessed? Yep, to je přesně to samé, co říkala. What is she correct about? You said that the affected area isn't very large. Of course, eventually even the court of Fontaine would be consumed if the chosen hero cannot restore the harmony. Hey, let's find the elements of harmony and bring end to this. I'll have a look. Yep, alright then. Lead the way, Aussie. Hey, I have caused the seal to hidden band to manifest. I shall activate the device that maintains the seal. There we go. Now let me drill the harp strings, and I shall thus be able to break the seal and open the way. Touch. Now then, let us go on to the fated Castellum of Gold. Fated and Golden Castle? Esther mentioned something about Legend of the Fated Castle too, right? Are we talking about the same thing? No, but no. These are but scraps on the surface. The true castle lies deep. You sure know much about that? More than the cats in town, huh? You compare me to the cat. While I am a cat also. Follow closely and try not to get lost. What? Wait. Maybe the statue are staring at us. They won't attack us, will they? Difficult to say. Perhaps through that golem defeater that climbed up from here. Did the latest him back? Nope. Už je pozdě. Hey, I guess you know your stuff. This is but the tip of the iceberg. Once an entire nation and the land upon which it was built sank beneath the waves. And my mission is to prevent that nation from resurfacing. Or so I at least believe. I really wish I had a reliable guide. In that case, let's get into Paimon. That's what Paimon would like to say, anyway. Anyway, you are the sole arbiters of whether the souls of the townsfolk can safely return. The fated castle is onwards. The shining talking cat? Teleportus. Wow, you're so fast! Trifling things outside the windows? What do you mean? O, tady je takových hydroků. Anekdota septentrionalis. Ooh, there's books! Lost Grimoire. No, vypadá, že bylo něco sebratelného. Motýlci. I bet a lot of people could very easily live in a huge castle like this. But of course, and not just people. You're creepy again. Oh, fret not. Surely heroes such as yourself would dispatch any ghosts of phantoms. Wow, what an exquisite box. Seems like a music box. Good eye. This is indeed the music box. But just to have knowledge beyond ordinary cats, this music box functions beyond most other music boxes. Hey. I didn't think it would be so catty. I was just joking. She didn't think you'd take it seriously. Meow meow? Seriously? Now you pretend to be a cat? Even though you lack musical knowledge, you could freely operate the symphony, so touch it. The symphony here may also become chaotic. What sort of clumsy claw do you take me for, Paimon? What if Lumina presses the wrong button? What sort of clumsy claw do you take me for? I was just thinking about the worst case scenarios. Might be the statues might start walking around. What anything like that could happen. Yes, yes. If Lumina wields the power correctly, everything is gonna be fine. Quite a lot of trust. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. That's not have to be joking around. As long as it plays the score into the music box, the box should play its tune. Okay. Confidades dies iarae rex treminande mamirum ocuosamenos. The first terrestrial creatures emerged from the warm oceans. The lands were fertile, producing all in abundance. All gifts bestowed by the fate were ample. It seemed that the land itself specially prepared. The moving melody compass cuts through desert waves. The outliner gently plucks alternates, telling his companions from here to the ends of the ocean. So that he comes. Cool. That's a pretty cool tune. Oh, it's being warm and fuzzy. It seems this box still functions. Are we not safe? You weren't sure if it would work or not? No. But it was okay, do you not agree? I don't get feeling you're not talking about the box at all right now. Chaotic Symphony must be here. We have to locate it. This castle has a great many secrets, so it is reasonable to assume it's gonna be here. We must go check for further anomalies. Still, before the riddle, maybe so, we must first find clues that await us. The Enigmatic Symphony. Hold to activate to play sound wave. Press to activate and pause, hold to activate and like, continuously hold it. A to přijdu. Canticles of Harmony, first stanza. Okay. Ooh. Wait. Proč to vypadá jako ta Primordial Sea velryba, vole? Wait a minute. Wouldn't this so little of this world find things strange? Are we not underwater? It's not ordinary to see this fish. This big guy looks anything but ordinary. I've heard its voice before. Eh? You mean from the dream you had? Part of the sea looks like a castle, but it belongs in the past. Something that should have been forgotten. If one carelessly calls out the monster that has been blotted from memory, it may jump out and cause trouble. It is best to steer clear. There happens to be a blank score before. We need to use the music box to tune the reed pipe so we can obtain it. This is quest area. Oh, it's the stage of you spoke of earlier. And the pine, are pines not deceiving there, or is the mural on top of moving? The terrifying power couldn't be escaping from here, could it? Hey, Aussie! Are you spacing out? Meow. My apologies, I was distracted. Did you want to perform on the stage? Is that why you're feeling nostalgic? Did you play a cat? That seems very unlikely. I might have, or might not. It was all in the past either way. Utterly irrelevant. There's a scent of discord I smell in the air. To není dobré cítit discorda, protože ten je velmi nebezpečný. One that makes me uneasy. I visited this place. Fear that its specifics may be ascertained once we perform the score. Což je celá ta pointa. Takže je konverzace over. Pictures are moving, it's strange. Don't we have a blank score? It's time to perform on top of it. Aby to už nebylo blank anymore. Vylezu na tohle, další Hydrakus. Z těch 20, co potřebuju, nazbírám tak 10 jenom tady. Mám 4, takže budeme bojovat se 4. Not only do we have the same hardy skin, but our veins flow the same still with the distilled divine essence. We share the same wisdom and melody, the same will. Whoa, someone's coming out of the mural! It's been long, dear friend. How many years since that day? 500? 1,000? Still, time matters not to us all. You may be in this small body now, but I recognize you in an instant. Well, are you tired of battle and have decided to take up rat catching as a new hobby? It's you. What is he exactly? Monster? A ghost? Or could it really be the Dark Lord? Dark Lord? Barbarians are barbarians. Ignorant even of their own ignorance. Boethius of Lemuria. I am the Harmost of Phobos. You need not introduce yourselves. I have no interest in you. Oh, you know this rude fella? I do not deny that I know him, but... Do you need to be so formal, Cassador? Do our years of service under Sebastos, our god king, matter so little to you? The past is the past. And I do not know how about you, whose soul has been long shattered, manifested, but it seems that the chaotic symphony is your doing and none other. Cease that foolishness, return the souls of those who live in the present, and go back to the shadows. This is my final warning. And what then? Will you continue wearing your mask of hypocrisy, traitor? Will you shut your eyes and ears for another millennium? But you have noticed, haven't you? With my melody, why my melody would break its bonds at this time and affect the present? But why my strength has given me the might to open the gate to the deep waters, allowing me to manifest. The power of the sea surges, Cassador. The return of Phobos is imminent. Phobos? Yes, indeed. Over these thousands of years, I have already bound my soul to the shattered Phobos. The omniscient enigma, the great power, is about to finally descend once again. And is this not the wish that we once failed to accomplish? To repeat the past is to give ancient tragedy an encore. Nor have I ever wanted to sacrifice innocent lives. Is that so? Well, not that it matters anymore, Cassador. The world you have defended is coming apart at the seams. The people of bygone times you see before you shall return to their rightful places. Fontaine's existence is a mistake, one that will be corrected. When the oceans swallow it, as the prophecy says, Lemuria shall rise above the sea once again, and its light shall shine over all. Is it because of the primordial sea? How could that be a mistake? Do even barbarians know of his existence nowadays? You are the mistake. We should have assimilated into this new nation thousands of years ago, but it was you who warped them into puppets of hate. Whether that Phobos matter is truth or not, as long as my will has not dissipated, your schemes will not succeed. Do you mean to say, then, that we should abandon our honor as Lemurians and degenerate into mere base insects? How could I ever allow my kin to return to those bags of flesh and become slaves to Fortuna once more? It seems that millennia have not led you to accept Lemuria's downfall. If anything, have grown more obstinate still. Perhaps it is not our stubbornness alone that we are quite similar. I thought that the long years would have rendered you willing once more stand by our side. You betrayed the tribe that birthed you, and you betrayed Lemuria. You may have become the Golden Hunter, but you cannot remove the brand of Sebastos that marks you still. You will always be one of us. Lemurians have still long ceased to exist, save in your delusions. The world of old has passed on. Of course, so it was meant to be. But now the border between the past and present is fading. If you insist on becoming the enemy of our realm, and sealing me once again in a cage beneath the waves, then those Fontainians you wish to protect shall be buried as one. What? That sounds very evil. That is not up to you to decide, savage. When the time comes, your lowly flesh will be rendered to dust. But your souls will be joined with ours and taken the next step of evolution. We shall bestow upon you eternal resilient bodies that you may never suffer mortal pain. Should you have the words of gratitude, I will hear them. Why, thank you so very much. Wait, why would you be thankful for this, Lumina? Just like those puppets with dances you performed, those pitiable slaves and servants, those poor children. Everything was stripped from them, and you still speak with such conviction. All things have the right price. Now personal opinions are but refused to be carried by a higher class of being. Besides, as I see it, they are the ideal form of humanity, adhering unerringly to the perfect order. You're fucking nuts! And an asshole, too. Despicable. An asshole? And what would you call what Cassador did to us thousands of years ago then? By comparison, what I'm doing is nothing. But patience, we shall have a good long talk. Yet, but not now. We shall speak beneath the waters in the deepest bowels of our ancient realm, where everything began. The realm awakens, Cassador. You are the sole survivor of our realm, the sole Lemurian left with free will, and you have left us alone for far too long. You must return to the afterlife with us, and listen to the lamentations of the long years. Perhaps then you should be able to receive the symphony and the arrangement of Phobos. I will let you in the royal court of Lemuria in Domus Aureus, where the Sebastos plied his melody. I will extend the appropriate hospitality to those souls from the present before your arrival. Should you still remain obstinate, when the time comes, their souls will naturally receive their release. And you are not part of Phobos' plan at all, and yet the great symphony shall in no wise cast out any audience. Do you enjoy the passing prelude I have prepared for you? If Fortuna proves favorable, we shall meet again. And enjoy the 4 cards. Nope.
A dash of frost! Yoo-hoo! Embrace the ice! Yeah! Take flight! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Nabuka?
You two! Time to end them! Strike a pump! Off to the freezer! Goose on the loose! My apologies!
Easy business. Let's shut him up. What about now? If you want to see the townspeople, we're gonna have to head to the Domus Aria or whatever the fuck he said. As you might recall, we weren't invited. Since when did we ever need invitation to scratch some bad guy's party? But from what he said, he seemed to have known Ozzy for a long time. They should work for Sebastos. We need to have a good long talk before we go. Cassador. If we have anything you have to ask me, I shall tell you what I know. So what about Lemuria? That's where you and the Root Fellow are both from, right? You heard that name before. Seems to be an ancient nation. Very well. Very well. The story begins before the card of Fontaine was born at all. The Sebastos Remus founded a nation above the high sea that is Fontaine now, and the ancestors of present-day Fontainians named him Dark Lord Remus in their terror. Before it sank, this body of water was part of the Great Fontaine Lake, and then the location where the capital was sited. As such, these waters have the same proprieties as those of Fontaine. So we're actually in the ruins of Lemuria now? Indeed. But where the tales differ from the commonly told history is that the people of Lemuria were not ordinary humans. Rather, they were a new race. Their bodies were cast of stone, with ichor for blood. The Sebastos gave us such bodies in hope that we could escape our prisons of rotting flesh, and fate connected with it. His great vision was that we should all grasp the power of symphony and thereby escape the shackles of Fortuna, becoming masters of our own destiny. Those stone statues were your kin? Precisely. I fear that they have long lost their free will, however, becoming mindless slaves. Worse off by far than the humans of old, easily perishable though they are. Wait, in that case, why are you a cat? I am a cat, for now. And one's will and soul are more important than one's body, are they not? Regardless, it was the Sebastos who gave me new life. We once possessed all of the high seas, countless cities and palaces, flowers, flowing wine, and yet fate found us all the same. After returning from the deepest depths, Sebastos used ichor to create imperishable bodies for the people, and still the prophesied future did not change. Our God King believed that it was because human souls could not escape the gravity of fate, so he wrote a symphony, a music that could weave destiny itself. The loom of fate. He believed that through this he had found a way to resist fate, but instead the path he led us into was utter darkness, step by step. And in the end, the entire kingdom sank beneath the waves, as though it had been smote by divine judgment. No. I fear that even he did not foresee such an outcome, though all the same, that is what happened. If you have anything you'd like to ask, I shall tell you what I know. What about your impudent friend? Right, he called you Cassador, but aren't you called Orararan? What is that discrepancy about? Just as I have traversed many bodies, I have had many names. Of course, this is all thanks to Sebastos, who separated my soul from the Grand Symphony. Convenient ability indeed. You weren't planning on puppeteering one of us at some point, were you? Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Please. Who would have let such a cute little cat consider doing something like that? Wait, does that mean you aren't even a cute kitty in the first place? Well, be that as it may, Lumine, you are used to playing the courageous savior, are you not? I too play the role I know well, albeit in an unfamiliar form. But back to Boethicius. He was not always evil. He was once a noble harmist of Lemuria, and the sole survivor following the Great Catastrophe. The original purpose of the Golden Castellum was to unify our surviving kin and prevent the catastrophe of the rising waters from occurring again. But evidently, Boethius had his own design. While I and my companions ranged from across the land, struggling to contain the power of the waters, he used his eloquent tongue to sway those who remained. He initiated a foul ritual that aimed to restore the shattered symphony and revive the ruined realm. To this end, he did not hesitate to dissolve the will of our kin and plunder the souls of Fontainians everywhere. Many rulers and nobles became his pawns, and Polites newly born lay on the brink of destructions, whatever that means. To stop him, who had now by clear become a monster, I could only forsake my name and become one who hunts phantoms, resisting him alongside the Fontainians. Bitter was the conflict before we were at last able to seal him and the sea that had devoured our nation. That's why he names you traitor. I followed Master Sebastos precisely because he had shown me that golden dream, a land where prejudice and difference were no more, a land of justice and freedom. But that was what I had become after Lemuria sank, no more than a dream. I would rather be called a traitor than let Boethius trample on those ideals. I swore upon fate that I would serve as the barrier between the present and the past. Thus I became the spirit keeper of our ancient land. Yes, Mr. Impolite's pretty stubborn, huh? Even after being beaten up and sealed once, he's still looking to break out. I had thought that even if evil lingered in him, his soul would have been broken, and he would remain naught but a discordant note in a symphony plunged into strife. I never thought that he would weave his shattered self into the symphony and thus gain mastery over it. The discordance and dissonance that now emanate from those waters are extension of his power. If we are to defeat him, we must await the moment where all his soul fragments have gathered around a single body. If you have anything to ask me, now's the time. The bar doesn't always stay in the single climb. Oh my god, what about Phobos and Deimos? Ještě napiju, dělám nechat malá přestávka. Up. May the reading resume. Where should I even begin? The symphony is a human memory and persona woven into a melody through which musical notation, creating a song in which human souls can dwell and have their wishes fulfilled. In that way, to master the symphony is to master fate itself. That is the secret that the prophet who survived the previous cycle imparted. The Sebastos, who created the symphony, poured these melodies into the insoluble ichor, in hopes that we all might control our own fates. He overestimated us, I fear, for his deeds terrified us. The people could not bear the burden of fate, and they begged their god and his superiors for guidance. At the request of the people, Sebastos wrote all melodies into the grandest of melodies. This new grand symphony would bring us all the greatest of happiness. And its name was Phobos. But it did not bring what was promised, huh? Indeed. You saw how it all ended, didn't you? Had Sebastus's plan worked, the symphony would have woven a melody of utmost gentleness for all of us, an eternity that would last 1,000 years and beyond. But something was wrong. Besides Sebastos himself, only said superiors, the Harmos, could have changed Phobos' melody. Boethius was once an excellent Harmost. If you have anything you like, now's the time. Bard doesn't stay in a single climb. So about the dreamscape. The dream of the opera house, or whatever the fuck it was. Ah, yes. Those were indeed the memories left by he whom I served. Sebastos, the god king Remus. Though I do not understand how you were able to see him. I do not think you would need to worry. If this chaotic symphony was enough to control you, it would have done so a long time ago on the surface. But that does not happen, no? Speaking of which, why isn't Esta affected? Is he just especially gifted or especially stupid? I do have an idea, but it might be best to wait for the right time to speak of it. There we go with the cliffhangers. Just don't forget to tell us eventually. Lumine, since you can see these things, Lumina, that means that some fragment of Sebastus's will remains in this symphony within you. Long millennia have I searched, and if you could touch some more of these memories, perhaps I may find answers I sought for my entire life. The great waves could not hurt a god, even should their crests scrape the very skies, and yet Sebastos disappeared without a trace when our nation fell. He would not have sat idly as his nation and its people drowned in blood. So where did he go? Or was his passing Lemuria's true death knell? If you have anything you like, now's the time. I don't care. We're into Dormus Aureus, so we can meet the rude guy. I'll continue to guide you. It is my homeland after all, though it may have sunk to the bottom of the sea. I remember its path still. Or so I believe. Yep, cat's out of the bag. Don't forget I'm stronger than ordinary cat, alright? Every time I remember they're actually ancient person of 1,000 years ago, I still feel wrong they're calling us you Aussie, but your full name is way too long. Monsieur Os. What do you think? It's polite enough. Maybe not more than a label, but as this represents your acknowledgement of my grandiness, I will gladly accept it. Let's fucking go. Canticles of Harmony, second stanza. Okay. The fuck are we looking at? It's like that glowing fish we saw before. There are weird things tangled around the top of it. What's going on? I've heard it before. Can't remember the name anymore, though. You must have met him in Sebastos' dream. Scylla, a fell dragon who once served Sebastos. He was subdued and sealed here by Boethius. Mr. Super Dude subdued a dragon? Why would I think you could do something like that? Well, Fell Dragon was the name they gave, but it was no more than a Vishab that was a teensy bit stronger than the normal. After all, no new Hydro Dragon could be born so long as the mistress of many waters hibernated in the deep sea. Takže ty elementální draci jsou rebornutí, když ten předchozí zemře. Zajímavý. I never thought that Vishabs could get this large. Speaking of it, isn't Neuvillette the current Hydro Dragon? Yeah, that's right. Neuvillette's the Hydro Dragon. That doesn't mean that this guy's way older than even him, does it? A new Dragon of Water has already been born. But then again, it's been a long time since the former Mistress of Many Waters passed. So much time. So much time. In any case, the evil dragon Scylla was one of Sebastos' friend, but He revolted at the critical juncture in the showdown between Lemurians and the Fontainians. At the time, Scylla led the brutal dragonborn to Makimos, intent on breaching the city Capitolium, where Sebastos resided. Makimos? Yeah, the people in town were always talking about some Makimos and Bell Tower. Correct, Makimos is the outer city of the capital, Capitolium. But should the fell dragon wish to enter the city, he must pass through the Initium Inai. That is the barrier separating the inner part and the outer part. And the symphony wheeled by Sebastos, which covered all rumor, passed through the Initium Inai. Boethius and his legions used this fact to shut the Initium Inai, thus finally sealing the evil dragon in. Something's not right about that story. The dreams came from before, back then. Scylla should have come and seen Remus before. Perhaps Scylla sought to go before the Sebastos' throne, but such an opportunity is now lost. Afterward, the evil dragon sank alongside Lemuria, and the Sebastos was lost, remaining like this to this day. Do you recall something? It all feels a bit muddled. That is true. I only heard tell of events after it all transpired, having not been in the capital myself when the disaster struck. Then none knew what had happened to Sebastos. I feared that we could only learn more by proceeding. I fear that they have taken notice of our presence, and it's just a trap to lure us in. Have Boethius shut them already? Doesn't this mean there's no getting through? It will prove tricky, yes. There's gotta be a limit. How rude can you be? With this, I'll wait for you at the Domus Aureus, mohaha nonsense, when you won't even leave the door open. Why don't we just find a way to break the seal on the evil dragon and get the former foe to break the door for us? How would you do such a thing? After all, this is one of Lemuria's nemesis. What Lemuria's go wrong on, isn't it? Well, there you met me as my friend. That's right, it's been so long, and I decided to turn over a new leaf and be a nice one. But it's still a dragon. Even if he is a dragon, you have to be the reasonable kind. We know who experienced the reasonable dragons, right? Well, there was a time with Valen, with the little run of Ajdaha, and then a Pep in the desert. Yeah, she even went on about wanting to destroy Sumeru, and then we had to defeat the anomalous life forms within her before we managed to get her healthy again. That was actually really convincing, huh? Come on, Aussie, no amount of suspicious looks are gonna give us better opinions. I know, you're right. Let's try it. The seals that bind the evil dragon seem to connect it to the location, so let's begin to remove the 3 places. Boom. Seal bygone eras, Initium Inai. Okay. Proč je to tolik těch teleportů, ty? První zámek hotovej. Po několika minutách explorování, co se myslím dělal v backgroundu. Bada boom.
Today is a lucky day.
Bývá jenom toto. Wow. Ojarga Chatterbrass Gate already measures cut the rest of the ones that see alike and understands the out. Imperator, are you alright? Are you dreaming again? So noisy. What's going on, Boethius? The people have gathered in a great hall. I believe they have questions for you, my lord. The melody of Phobos is interrupted many times, so they have concerns regarding it. I have no choice but to do this. I trust your judgment, naturally, and I have heard something of your recent happenings. Is something wrong with the Phobos? Phobos' planned routes for everyone, such as humanity as a whole, can attain happiness. There should be no issues, then, when we have the aid of Sibyl's near-limitless power of calculation. Sibila. But I heard cries of sorrow within the music. Someone secretly altered the musical score. No, none can do that, except myself and the other Harmosts. Could it be that the prophet had hidden something from us? Impossible. Has she not already sacrificed her life to the cause? The veracity of her prophecy had been validated by the Mistress of Waters. she would have harbored no selfish designs. Or perhaps it is precisely because she had no desires of her own. Today, all people rely on Phobos to make judgments and decisions for them. If something were to go wrong with it, the citizens would all descend into chaos. I need you to go to where those who cling to blind faith are. For this reasons, I must grant you free will. Is that to say you wish to separate my melody from the grand symphony, as a contingency against mishaps? No, it's still too early. I fear my soul is still able to withstand such fate. I believe in you. But from now on, you shall no longer be the part of we. I understand. I have resolved myself to this. If this is your wish, Imperator, I shall see it done. Oranopolis, the city of the future. Call yourself by this new name. After Oranopolis has departed, you pass through golden corridors and the sounds of people in debate grew closer. The area grows quiet only by a little when you reach the central podium. Oh, great Sebastos, our god, give us your instructions. Many have been unable to hear Phobos' melody as of late. The people are frightened, Imperator. Their grand plan was proceeding as normal. The barbarians skulking in the shadows were eliminated and the polluted waters were cleansed. My Imperator, you plan to call halt to our noble war without cause? Why have you done this? I exercise my own judgment in the matter. But great Sebastos, I don't mean to challenge your authority, but I believe that is fucking stupid. We have brought glorious harmony to the lands we have invaded. The gates of Lemuria are open to all who wish to join. But what have they done? They have destroyed our towers, slaughtered our musicians, and they're blind to any salvation. We cleanse this barbarian's land as we should. They're savages. That is not what I want. There shouldn't be even a sliver of shadow under the sun. If I may, Imperator, I believe that this is the wish of all citizens of Lemuria here. Give the order, Sebastos. Defiled all who could live one capitol in blood will not wash this land clean, then revolution will. What's going on with you, Lumina? No time to rest. Unchain the shackles. I was already doing it. You saw it again, didn't you? Zup. Druhej ze 3. Další dávce exploringu. Těch beden v této zóně je tu fakt miliarda. A jsou hrozně blízko u sebe všechny. Tak, jsme se prozkoumali skrz Initium Inae k 3. pilíři. Hey you! Yes, you gibbering imbecile. Why do you delay? Even if we waste away, the treasure won't move itself. Subtler. The dude they call idiot. Nay, sir. It's just that they're simply too heavy. We've been at this all day and still there's so much left. When there's an intrinsic merit in feeding the prodigious size of yours. It's the treasure, you brute. Treasure! Of course it's heavy. Besides, we confiscated all the treasure from those accursed barbarians, did we not? Leaving such wealth in the hands of those insects who live like swine and mongrels will be a terrible waste. But sir, don't you think they should have brought a few more ships if we should have brought a few more ships if we wanted to haul those back? What are you, slow? Imperial cargo ships are not to be used for such a thing. Well, why don't we destroy what we cannot carry rather than having it fall into the hands? Just me, I already heard this conversation before. Like when we first arrived in Petrichor, except with the treasure hoarders all over again. Yeah, it looked like Wizard was saying similar stuff. The fact that this round's worse than the last too. Turned the golems after the boat they were on sank? It's creepy. Are you of Legio 9? Of the 9th Legion, what are you doing here? Should you... Esta? Should you all have been ordered to retreat to Fort Charybdis? Hey, Esta, don't you dare ruin our fun, you hear? These barbarians are less of a threat than dead fish anyway, so let us just have our fun messing about here for a while longer. These treasures, I don't know what orders your Harmos gave you. But did Sebastos not order to subdue these ignorant tribes and free them of fate's shackles? Those orders do not include such clearly criminal deeds. Surely you jest. These orders are... The orders of our commander, Dominus Boethius, were indeed to punish those savages. And besides, we have received no punishment for what we've done. That means both Phobos and Sebastos approve of our actions. So what's this talk about crimes? Are we just trying to start trouble? There's another Esta here? It's getting weirder by the moment. It appears that it is time to answer that question of yours. That Esta you meet in town must be a descendant of Lemuria. His ancestor must have followed me to join the new nation, becoming ordinary Fontainian in the process. As such, the symphony that has stolen these Fontainians' soul would not affect him, a true Lemurian. But in turn, the melody that records his ancestors' melodies had nowhere to go, so it attached itself to that statue. So that means that Esta here is the town Esta's ancestor? The real Esta the quick-witted? What about the others? Just wandering souls, lost in their memories. Let's just get to the fucking pillar. Hello, Esta. Yes, hello. And who are you exactly? You do not appear to be Lemurians. Are you savages then? I can get parody, savage. I'm just a passing traveler. Well, this is the battlefield, and you put yourself in great peril being here. You should leave, regardless of who you are. Hello, Esta. It's been a while. It is I. Skies above, Dominus Cassador. You rarely appear in this form that I almost fail to recognize you. Are those two your attendants? You can just take that as it is. Still, Dominus Cassador, what brings you here? Did Sebastos not send you to damnation? Am I in some dream? That does seem to be the case, yes. This is a dream. Surely a jest. Sebastos must have sent you some secret mission again. You guessed correctly. You're speaking of which, why are the legionnaires of Legion 9 guarding those chains? Chains? You mean the treasure? I believe them to be spoils of war. Though Sebastos views war as naught but a sad necessity in fulfilling our aspirations. You know as well as I that they have become commonplace nonetheless. We are on the path of darkness, though none perceive it. Dominus Cassador, what has happened? Phobos was meant to bring us happiness, but all I feel is pain I cannot name. I too am searching for the answer to that question, but it appears that we have to deal with the problem at hand first. Indeed. Still, those are our legionnaires, so let us solve things peacefully if we can. Legionnaires of Legion 9. But who are you? Esta's little helpers? That we are. We are special envoys of the Imperator Sebastos. We are retainers of Cassador. That is correct. That's right. Dominus Cassador's retainers. That's who we are. Seems you two have quite the penchant for acting. Dominus Cassador, you say? I heard that Sebastos sent him to Aremonica. Has he returned so soon? Well, the one next to us is in fact a normal cat. We have come to survey the frontline legions. Right. I figured as much. I mean, we haven't gone to Fort Charybdis with the main body of troops. Trust me, we are the rear guard, so some final cleanup is well within our range of duty. Is this also a command from Phobos? Well, it should have guided our every move, but since coming here, there have been many times when we could not hear its melody. As such, we've fallen back on Dominus Boethius' directives. An impudent fellow. Sebastos does not permit the harm of innocent people. But... Co bych chtěli slyšet? That impudent fellow je takový jako emočně nabitý, jako impudent fellow referencuje Boethiuse, kterýmu oni konečně věří víc než nám. Sebastos does not permit harm of innocent people. Což jsou naprogramovaní od Boethiuse, kterým to je uprdele. Takže buď urazíme Boethiuse, který ho mají rádi, anebo půjdeme proti direktivám od Boethiuse, který ho mají rádi. V obojí zní jako wrong choice. Ale tohle to říkal ten Este předtím a docela ho sprdelovali za to. Takže jako, ale jako Polytheus se mi urážet zrovna nechce. Sebastos, I guess factually does not permit harm of innocent people. Trustný Chris, děkuju, to bylo správně. Innocent, you say. He did task us with helping those vulnerable humans before the war began. But our actions have the tacit approval of Phobos. Could its decrees ever be in conflict with the sacred word of Sebastos? Phobos could have made a mistake as well, yet you are not receiving the melody. To je taky faktuální. Oni přiznali během té konverzace, že v určitých místech, jako je tohle, nejsou schopni slyšet tu melodii toho Phobosu. You are not receiving the melody. Yeah. I speak the facts. Protože facts are still facts. That is true. But in what can we place our trust if not Phobos? Surely it would not stand idly by, while we were to diverge from the correct path. Phobos is a perfect creation. I counsel you as a Lemurian to not doubt its directives. So maybe the silence signifies rejection. Yes, that is possible. How did I not consider that? But our rash actions here cause Phobos to cease guiding us. If so, then that bodes very ill. Very well. We deem you to be truthful. We must reconsider our actions. We have this strange feeling about her since the war broke out. We were meant to pursue freedom and happiness, but Phobos led us here instead. Has something gone wrong? If you met with Sebastos upon your return, please appraise him of our circumstance and our doubts. Ah, such warm ocean currents, free at last. Well now, little ones, hail for you from the surface. I know not for what reason you have come to this deep-water prison. We aren't little anything, you're just way too big. Very well then. Either way, you have broken the shackles that have bound me for millennia. That places me in your debt. If there is any undertaking in which I may aid you, speak it. Consider it a token of gratitude. Wouldn't you be reasonable? Anyway, I'm Paimon, this is Lumina. And this is... I'm not sure how you would know him, but we call him Monsieur Oz. Cassador, is that you? It's been a while. So you came back after all. But still, you are sadly late. By a few thousand years, no less. Oh, looks like the big guy knows you, Oz. I have nothing to say to despicable traitors. Speak not so rashly. We are dragonborn. We keep all our promises and betray none, which is more than can be said for your haughty race. Save your breath. It is worth less than the drowning mayfly your betrayals and dispute it. Were we not defeated in that war precisely because you turned against us? If we hadn't lost the war, our nation wouldn't have died. I have been gone far too long, Cassador. The truth is not what you imagine. Though I suppose that a secret plan would not have been secret had its details reached your ears. What are you talking about? Me leading an army of which have to assault the capital was in fact part of Remus's final secret plan. And he did all of this to save his nation and people. Man of great moral character, in my opinion. Had he gone mad too? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Why would a ruler ask someone to invade their own country? And what little one would one such as you know of Remus's thoughts? Whatever the case, look upon this, Cassador. Even if you should be able to divine its meaning. The guiding golden bees. They should only heed the call of the symphony. Why would Sebastos bestow his power upon a savage dragon? Because they had an arrangement. Oh, you know much, little one. From where did you learn this? Memories scattered in the sea. You speak correctly. Yes, indeed. We did have an arrangement. But I failed him. I squandered his noble sacrifice. I could not make it to the Domus Aureus in time, and so the waves devoured the city, and my kindred could not escape either. Could this be? If this is the betrayal you speak of, then Boethius was the true traitor. Were it not for that lying devil, the deceitful rat, and his silver-tongued deceptions, how could a prince among dragonkin such as I, who once led our armies at the age of an ancient dragon, be beaten so easily? That devil first falsely claimed to have given up resistance on Remus's orders, saying he had ordered legions to cease resisting, and when we arrived here, he suddenly rose up against us, once again. Now that I have had much time to think on it, I fear he must have learned of Remus's plans somehow, and thus was able to set up an inescapable trap and lure me in. And thus did my flesh and blood turn to stone, and thus did it remain for millennia. Boethius knew perfectly well what a massive calamity his actions would bring about, and yet he still did it. Could he have been trying to seize control over Phobos? Was that why he committed such sin? It seems that we don't have the full story yet. So the guy who keeps calling others traitors was actually a traitor himself through and through. Why? But why though? Are we gonna have to ask him? I have a doubt we get a straight answer. So that loathsome related demon worm has yet to dissipate, has he? Yep, and he's stolen the souls of a whole bunch of Fontainians too. Rescuing them is actually the main reason we're here. He said that he'd wait for us within Domus Aureum. Well, he just said he would wait for Monsieur Oz, so we're coming along uninvited. Not even leaving a door though. How rude of him. The Initium Minai, though feeble tricks and smokescreen have been set to dismay us, but at the end of this day, it's nothing more than glorified stone door. I may have lost my physical body, but it is of no great labor to take the little ones over to settle this matter. Watch closely. You're awesome. Now we simply need to break the revealed seals one by one. If you are prepared, let's go. Are you ready? Now it's time to come. Are you ready? Yep. I'll backtrack to this place to 100% it anyway. And we swim through. There isn't much time. Keep up, little ones. That was close. How dangerous. How scandalous. It's dangerous. Don't stray far away from me. Careful. That was close. Were not for my being left with naught but this tiny body, there would be no problem. There are the paths, we had to come this way. I was able to cross freely between different bottom forms, so the body was prepared in the inner city, of course. So they could do all that? It's pretty awesome. Whoa. You can see the exit. Da-da-da-da. Gold! So much gold! We're finally here. Dominus Aurum. It looks like a giant harp, though. Why did Sebastos construct it like that? It seems well preserved, too. Yeah, nothing like the rest of the stuff we saw up there. Of course, this palace was fashioned from a giant ship. It was designed to be a titanic instrument on which the symphony was to be played. See those pipes exerting outward? Though the symphony now lies broken, this once was how it would be broadcast to the four corners of the world. The whole palace is one big instrument? The entire thing? Until then, wouldn't this entire water body start vibrating if it were to play? It might get blasted apart like tofu. Meow meow? Meow meow meow. What is tofu? Oh, you haven't heard anything? Might be hard to explain. We could always take you to some next time. Can cats even eat tofu? The Eternal City indeed. Remus's will protects this place still, just as expected. No wonder that brazen, shameless traitor has endured even till this day. Imagine Boethius owed survival of time's erosion to having laid low in the palace like this for all the millennia. And over these long years, he gradually mastered the power of Phobos. Now that we're here, we should meet up with our rude guy. He might be just shocked to see us for all we know. Let us, in that case, we shall part for now. You're getting a great help already. As I was pleased to be of aid, but to tell the truth, I have no desire to see that one ever again. I wish to never hear a word from that devil's mouth. His words are shame and lies. Do not fall for them. I could not help you, even if I came with you, for I am but a temporary occupant of this ichor-made body. Were battle to be occurred, I would have no recourse. Not that I would mind terribly, but the gain would salve the loss of the seizing the symphony of Remus bequeathed unto me. Let us party for now. Yes, Toisirigo. Bye. When the time comes when he vanquishes the traitor, perhaps I too shall have the chance to make amends. Konečně. Ano, výborně. No. That's a lot of soldiers. Cassador, dear friend, I knew you would come. Ah, the uninvited barbarians. When it comes down to it, you're not the boss of this place. Besides, Cassador brought us here. That counts as an invitation as far as my one's concerned. Really, you're the discourteous one here. Yeah, and we heard all about it, you know. All the bad stuff you've done in the past. Silent and noisome, obstreperous insects. We're speaking of Cassador, do not interrupt. I'll take care of this. Boethius, I have come as promised. Honor your pledge and relinquish the souls. They do not deserve to suffer this calamity. The grudge is between us, should stay between us. Call this unforeseen? Have you not looked upon our kindred? They lie trapped in these lightless waters like walking corpses. Are they not supposed to walk upon sunlit shores? In my brief interment of surface folks' souls is a disaster bereft of rhyme and reason that would call the millennia-long suffering of our kind. Listen, and listen well. The judgment of the surface has only just begun. The one who imprisoned them was you, and it was you who turned our kin into monsters. We once did have a choice, and as long as we discarded our golden grudges, Mistress of Waters agreed to accept us into the new nation. But you used them, took advantage of their pain and their trust. You turned them into tools. That was their choice. They chose the old order, not the honey death you brought. And just as they gave unto us the conducting batons, the Sebastos bestowed them upon me. So we are duty-bound to follow the correct path. How dare you swagger, you shameless traitor! You who betrayed Sebastian's trust the most. I hear the vile dragon slander in your words. You would believe a foe of our nation rather than your kin. I serve no god. no king, only the mighty Lemuria and its noble ideal. Remus proved unworthy to reign supreme from the moment he uttered that perverse command. And so there are no traitors, if anything. It was I who rescued our nation from the terror. He colluded with our foes, commanding the vile dragon to flatten our cities. He even attempted to destroy the Grand Symphony, which were consigned us to live under Fortuna's yoke. How could I stood still and done nothing in the face of his madness? Instead, you betrayed him. You shut the team in eye, and in the end, Phobos' power went out of control and the royal palace sank. Will you not open your eyes to the truth? It was Remus who betrayed us. They betrayed Phobos. That was the true prelude to tragedy. I've already spent thousands of years struggling to recreate the symphony, weaving broken melodies together in the deep waters here, just to recreate what you hear now. No. In your hands it has become... No, in your hands it has become harsh, and the discordant voices of agony and the hate denounce your violence. And who decides that is harmonious or not, if it is not absolute power? Remus bent the knee to the savages and odious dragons precisely because he failed to comprehend this. But this matters not. This inverted world shall soon be righted, and I shall become the new Sebastos. That is impossible. You are but a mortal, and mortals cannot become gods. Ah, but Cassador, you forget. What was Remus's ideal? Not for all humans to become gods, to seize their destinies. Do you not remember the rites we researched and recorded in the Golden Celestium and chart the course to that destination? But we did not know what lay beyond. Had we known that thousands of years ago, we would have stopped. Times have changed. Things are different now, Cassador. Join us. My preparations are complete. Only together we can accomplish this deed. I've rid my soul of all impurities, obtaining a true will. The stairway to heaven is but a single step away. I merely need to gather all wills that have been scattered through the waters, even yours, Cassador, which Remus personally severed. Two minds shall merge into one, and thus shall Lemuria be whole once more clad in immortal form, infused with refined steel and stone. I shall take on flesh once more, and a new Sebastos shall be born. Not only that, I shall also gain that which even Remus could not attain, the power to change the world. I will turn back the wheel of fate, usher our old world's return, and bring justice to the land. The surface dwellers shall submit. It shall be as the hymn says, and when they will use the will to command, the rest shall bow down and listen. You know I will not acknowledge you. You have defiled the ideals. I will uphold my own justice. It matters not what you think. You will understand once you enter Phobos' melody. And after that, you shall join me. Swim. This is Dominosaurus. Have I read Remus's memory again? No, it's different from before. Welcome to my palace, Outlander. My symphony. Prometheus? Do not be startled. Have we not met aforetime, and more than once? Whether through my phantom in the real world, or in the memory palaces Remus left behind. But this is no phantasm of Remus's memory. This is my memory, my golden stage. I knew it. Wails of sorrow ring off every wall. Is that so? I don't know what you're talking about. It seems you are not a human birth from the primordial waters, nor are you any born of any surface being at all. I cannot see the color of your soul, nor can I touch it. Nonetheless, this is not your war. My vengeance against the surface dwellers is something that is not your concern. I have no idea why would you hinder our work. To save the people of Petrichor. To save the people of Petrichor. Those people? They are neither your kin nor your subjects. On the contrary, though, so far you are above them that they may as well be ants. Perhaps not even that. The weak should submit to the strong. Is that not the law this world should follow? And yet you say you will protect them. Is this your boundless mercy, or simply folly? Have you anything else to say? What about the justice in the world? Justice? You can't be serious. You may possess power that even I cannot perceive. You would be naive, Outlander, to think that brute force alone will defeat me. Long become one with the symphony that fills these seas. Even if you should destroy my physical form, so long as the agonizing waters flow, and so long as the memories of vengeance remain, my will remain, and I shall remain a nightmare that haunts this world. Unless you choose as Cassador, that stray cat did, exiling oneself to become the jailer of the old world. But I do not believe that one as distinguished as you would do so. Forsake that superfluous sympathy. Should the guilty not be punished? Is that not justice's purpose? Guilty, you say? Innocent, I say. No Fontainian can be innocent. They are the spawn of our barbarian foes from the ancient times. Their ancestors seized from us the realms that should have been ours by right. They must pay the price for that sin. For Cassador. But can your short friendship surpass the span of our kinship? Cassador and I, we were new humanoid golems crafted by Remus's own hands, and we are the final survivors too. Compared with our other kin, his soul be like her. Other than myself, only they have true will, and we are combined, we become the complete self. So too our wills one. The opera's final act shall see him return to us. It is its fate. Since you insist on sabotaging me, I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to stay in my palace for a little while longer. I cannot detain you for long, of course, but it should be long enough. Let us meet again when I become a god and sit upon the throne. For that, let my little ensemble occupy you here for a time. Traveler, fear not, I wish to aid you.
Take that!
Him jumping will beat you. Ding ding ding. Cassador! Lamina, I found you at last. Cassador? Indeed it is. I believe you might have met me in Sebastian's memories, though I suppose it's our first time meeting in this manner. Time is short. Maintaining this form beneath this symphonic palace is no easy task. Let us keep this brief. What is this place? That's what the thing you're asking? Vajne? This is the space created by Boethius, the manifestation of his very soul. It is maintained just as Sebastian's memories you entered before are, by the grace of the symphony's might. Just now, use the music's power to pull us in. I suspect that Dominus Auros is too close to the heart of Phobos, allowing him to directly influence the world out on the outside. If we truly allow him to obtain the power that surpasses reality, he might even pull the entire surface world into this space. When that happens, his delusions will become reality, and Fontaine will revert to its appearance from thousands of years ago. Just like what happened in Petrichor. Though I suspect it would be worse still. Will he really become a god? That depends on your definition. It is not hard to give shape to false fantasies, but he will find transcending fate futile. Were it truly that simple, then those thousands of years ago, we would have already succeeded in conquering the surface world. All he can do now is drag more innocents into the nightmare of his own making, turning them into walking corpse puppets. That we must stop him, yeah. That we do, but we cannot do anything here. We must return to the real world to do that. And in that endeavor, I shall aid you. What about you? Not to worry, he has no plans for me. As such, I have just thought of a way in which you can destroy him. He has prepared a mighty form for himself in the real world, and plans to initiate a ritual within Dominus Aura that will have him take on flesh. As long as we can get him to lower his guard and gather the symphonies scattered through the deep waters, we can seize the opportunity to destroy him and that body, and putting an end to it all. Only you can do this. Phobos' melodies do not sing of your destiny, and Boethius cannot influence you. You are the exception to everything planned. Perhaps that is why Sebastos guided you here. Go on. My strength will not last long. So let us make it in the real world, and may we bring to end this long nightmare. Hey, you finally woke up. I was worried sick. She thought I might have stolen by that jerk just like all the townspeople. Oh, did I pass out? That's right. After that, Boethius and Sebastos or whatever disappeared along with that wave of sound, leaving Paimon alone. Then this big guy came along. Not that he helped much either. I fear that was not up to me. I am but a soul that dwells within the Ichor, and though that Remus did give me his final symphony, but to wield its power against Boethius is a different matter. Anyway, Traveler woke up, and she seems okay at least. But where did Cassador go? Or Boethius? I saw him. To tell of the Soul Palace. So Cassador is in there alone? He seems to have his own plan. It is concerning. Should he prove correct, then we still have a chance to defeat that shameless devil. But first he must enter the Domus Aurea. Well, what are you looking at me for? Didn't you once lead a host of dragons to attack Lemuria, getting us into Domus Aurea? Why shouldn't you not do so again? You have many ideas for one so small, still this one shall not prove as simple as you think. The chief strength of the Dragonborn lies in our powerful flesh. Embedded into Ichor's I am, all that remains to me is but a feeble will. Destroying the Initiumini exhausted all of my power, and Dominus Aurea defended that symphony's power. By that symphony's power, it cannot be compared to the gates of mere stone. Aren't we fresh out of options? Are we just gonna watch while Boethius guy eats the other guy? Peace, you incessantly talking thing. I merely said it was powerless, but it's not impossible. The power of the symphony defends the palace. The same strength can be used to break it. But the symphony that I can wield is... Yeah, the super powerful Phobos thing is propelling battles. How can you possibly beat it? You cannot beat it, you simply borrow your need from it. Once upon a time, the will of Phobos flowed through golden aqueducts into every corner of Lemuria. Through these paths and through these pipes of destroy, you can connect sections that lie before you once more. The great gates of Dominus Aurea will surely open. Sure. And must discover these for anything Remus might have left behind, since there's a devil as it to join some ranks of symphony. This music is scattered to this part of the sea. If we can find them and use their string, maybe reverse the flow of time. Sounds like promising. Let's get a move on. Tady udělám takový menší executive decision. A to, že tady to jakoby rozdělím, ale trošku to bude komplikovaný. Teďkon tady udělám jakoby outro, včetně vyšpulu, ale tady nebude video končit, bude pokračovat v dalším dni, kdy dodělám ten zbytek a tam bude pravděpodobně další vyšpul samostatný sám o sobě. A pak až bude končit tohoto video jako celý. Abych to nějak ujasnil. Takže tohleto prozatím vypadá, že jsme tady před tohoto zlatou katedrálou. A zbývá poslední kousek, ale už teď jsem na pokraji svého časového okna, který na tohleto mám, takže se s váma prozatím rozloučím. A sice se nebudem loučit úplně v celém tomto díle, ale než předám slovo sobě v budoucnosti, tak si ještě dáme round vyšpulu. A dnešní banner je nově příchozí Linea a natlanská chaska, což je taky osoba, kterou jsme nepotkali blíže. Jenom jsme ji viděli briefly jako účastníka toho turnamentu. Ale ta její purpose v té natlanské hierarchii je taky velmi zajímavá, takže tu taky chci potkat. Anyway, je to Iluga, který je od Zibai, její přínožník a hodně buffuje její věci, takže získat nějaký konstelace na něj je fajn. A Jano je jako mám lepší supportivní hydropostavy, ale ona je z toho Moonlandu, tak taky appreciate. A Noel je Noel, ta je namaxovaná, ale zajímavý vidět. Takže budu věřit a prostě to zkusím. Takže první ten pol při cestě na její hardpity může započít. Já doufám samozřejmě, že dropnu něco, co chci na cestě. Hlavně Ilugiu a Ayano. Noel mám namaxovanou, takže to mi vůbec nepomůže. Tak, Ilugia, Ayano, drop one of them. Come on. Moonland. Yay! Tady je Ayano. A Noel taky musí být, I guess. Samozřejmě double drop vůbec je jako nevzazujím. Double drop je hodně cenej, protože minimálně dostanu tady extra 5 těch star glitterů na ten sekundární pool 4-starových postav. Což znamená, že už jsem blízko tady Ember, ke který se taky dostanu. Musím toto, bum, nadávám. A dáme rovno druhý pool. Prosíme o Ilugiu a Ayano. O 2 obyvatele Moonlandu. A pokud možno žádnou Noel. Beidou? What the fuck are you doing here? A navíc tu už mám taky namaxovanou, jsem si celkem jistý. No. Tak ještě jedna 4-starová postava, možná i ta, která nemá ještě konstelace. A budu mít dost toho star glitteru na to mít tu Ember. No, jenom bejdou a mám ji namaxovanou. Tady zbývá jenom 2, takže literálně postava, která má tu konstelaci volnou, vám právě dá 2 ty star glittery. Takže i to jedna jediná postava nebo jedna jediná taková věc, prostě 4-starový drop mi to dá. Takže tady využiju ty na dokopení těhle, když už toto mám. No to má prioritu, že kupuju to. Budu mít zase 90 skoro. Tady mám 73. Takže jdeme na třetí ten půl. Let's please hope and pray for something that I want. A něco, co je promovaný. Tady je Ilugia, no, let's go. Ilugia Constellation je doma. Bude se velmi cenit v budoucnu. Až se do toho Moonlandu dostanu. Moonlandu a jeho 8 Archon questovými akty. Taky si říkám jako what the fuck is going on? Ilugia osobně a jenom on. Ale tady díky tomu máme další cennou konstelaci pro jednu z nejvzácnějších postav. Členku originální trojky, Ember, Kaya a Lisa. Boom! Konstelace pro Ember. Tak si můžeme tady se sumírovat naše zisky. Ember má už poslední konstelaci. Ember už je namaxovaná. Poslední konstelace. Ultina Fiery Rain increases all party members movement speed and attack. Což je asi attack strength a ne attack speed. Což je síla útoku a movement speed o 15% při použití ultiny. OK. To je docela cool boostík. A její potenciál je úplně maximalizovaný. To máme Ilugia, který má level boost, třetí konstelace. Elemental Burst Shadowless Reflection is increased. Což je, myslím, právě ta věc, co poskytuje ty bonusy. Takže má to boosted. Nice. A Ayano má druhou pasivku. If Ayano is off-field while the cooling zone of her burst is active, takže když to kolečko, ve kterém ten robot plivá ty hydrověci, když se to děje a Ayano není na fieldu, je aktivní. When your party member hits a nearby opponent with an attack, the Coolidge's Ducky will fire an additional water ball at that opponent, dealing all hydro damage. Což je 25% jejího attack numberu a 100% z jejího elemental mastery numberu. It's considered elemental burst damage. Jo, takže i během toho, co to bude plivat na zem, tak ještě to bude plivat ještě přídavný navíc bonusový water kuličky na ty enemáky, do kterých mlátím jako koordinovaný atak, jako to má Oz od Fischl. Ne až tak často, jako Oz, ale to třeba je víc častější pak v těch dalších. Kdo ví. Třeba tady Elemental Skill, hits an opponent, restore elemental energy. Docela cool, tady jsou level boosty a after using the burst, damage from nearby characters, což je hydro, lomeno, nějak něco s tím reaktující. Ty reakce dávají 15% větší damage. A Moon Sign, Ascendant Gleam, když jsou ty dvě Moon postavy v jedné grupě a je ten Ascendant Gleam bonus toho, tak damage from the reactions will be further increased. Takže má damage boost prostě tady a tady energy recharge boost tady. Takže that is how it is. A ještě si bude muset počkat, až se dostane do jejího regionu, protože její věci jsou prostě nedosažitelné. A to je prozatím ode mě všechno. Děkuji, že jste se doposud dívali. A ještě se uvidíme v budoucnu, protože já teďkon se s váma nebudu loučit, nebudu vám přát dobrou noc, ale uvidíme se u budoucího Míši, který vás přivítá u další části a u závěru tohoto příběhu. A já Ano. A jsme hotoví. Takže tím vás vítám tady na druhé straně střihu, kde jsme konečně, by se dalo říct, když to vezmu kolem a kolem, kolem toho otázku, co jsem měl dělat, tak jsem úspěšně od posledního střihu vystoprocentoval celou tuhletu oblast. Od každé truhly, každýho challenge a každýho sílího, který potřeboval někam dovíst. Každý milimetr jsem prolez a dodělal. Teď zbývá jenom 2 věci. Za prvý, dodělat tenhle quest a získat poslední zbývající hydrokulus na sochu, která mi dá poslední klíč, která mi dá poslední bednu, co je tady v té šrajně. Takže tu řetězovou reakci musím ještě dodělat, abych to opravdu vystoprocentoval. A k tomu musíme dodělat ten task. Hlavná quest. The waterways are reconnected. Next we should go back and look for a big lunk, huh? Everyone wonders, how is Monsieur Oz doing? We gotta hurry. Wait, is it happening again? Yep. I had a dream. That dream of the mortals have free will and their fate's uncertain. This truly could like beautiful music. Skilla, Remus, I must remind you that in my view, both your kingdom and symphony you compose are beyond your control. Though I have never expected much from those created by the usurper of waters, nurtured by yourself, the extent of their degradation is shocking nonetheless. Civilization created by you and your subjects shone brighter than all others in this world. But now there remains nothing but deep, impenetrable darkness. The atrocities committed in the name of civilization and order were far more cruel than even pure barbarism happening on the surface. Even the most savage and violent of Vishaps would never engage in such meaningless slaughter as you did. I am perfectly aware of all that you say. You know, and yet you remain indifferent. Or are you powerless to do anything about it? No, you could easily destroy those mortals who deserve punishment if you so wished, but you cannot bring yourself to do it. You love humanity. That is the curse you bear as a usurper. It is time for me to depart. I will not aid them in butchering innocent mortals, but neither do I harbor any desire to stop them. You once promised the usurper of many waters that you would use the pure water she granted you to create a world of endless prosperity. I followed you to the surface because I wished to witness that future. But if this is how it turned out, then you have failed, Remus. You could not defeat the fate. Blood shall stain the high seas once more. Such is the cruelty the heavens will show to their creations. I have a plan. Oh, you always were one to have many plans, Remus. But all of them lie in dust now. Even you do not know where it all went wrong. Would you like to hear it, though? It'll be the last one. I distinctly recall you saying the same thing when you persuaded me to leave the Fontaine. But speak now, before I return there, to the side of the usurper. Ticho v závorce. Jo, pravděpodobně řekne ten plán, ale my to neuslyšíme, takže... Plan being explained by Remus. Ha, fascinating. Fascinating. Only you could be so toweringly selfish, yet so utterly selfless. You even took me into account, did you? Recklessness. How terribly rash of you, usurper lord. Still, your plot pleases me. The mere thought of leading my Vishavs and trampling your arrogant, foolish people underfoot on your wish brings me joy. But this shall be mere ceremony, just a show. Fret not. I shall be, as you said, merciful. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But if you do this, your life as a god shall come to an end. There will be nothing left but the symphony. Have you considered this fully? Of course, of course. The box of horrors that I opened, so too shall I shut. Good. Then I accept your proposal. If the time should come, I shall join my strength to that of your symphony. Phobos' chains shall be broken, and your people shall once more be free. In that case, please accept my final symphony. The city built of a heart was toppled by the piping of reeds, that which heavens has surveyed balance of good and evil. This is Arima's memory again? Wasn't none about Mr. Evil and Rude's banters this time, right? Even in dreams, that jerk's irritating. I think I know what Remus's plan was. We must destroy Phobos. To accomplish it, we will need to play Skillous Symphony. What's that all of a sudden? What did you see? Fascinating. Remus's power lingers still in the deep seas and has not dispersed. And I too am here at last. Do you know what that means? The conditions have been fulfilled. Indeed. That is why I have come here with you, to make amends for millennia of regret. Now, the final question is Phobos. Wait, Paimon's confused. Hold the fuck on. What are we using the music for? It's nice that you understand each other and all, but don't leave Paimon out of it. It's unfair. The final symphony Remus gave me, or the Requiem, to be precise, is an order for the Phobos to self-destruct. He was to sacrifice himself to unleash the symphony's power, and it would fall to me to control the primordial energies that he would awaken. That was how he would free his subjects from their stone bodies and give them back forms of flesh and blood, destroying the artificial barrier between races. He once instructed me not to reveal this plan to anyone, for it was only by making them realize their limitations that prejudice and arrogance could be set aside. It appears, however, that you have pieced together his plan through the memories he left behind. But that's what happened. But his sacrifice was wasted in the end. Perhaps, but now that my soul has been freed, there is a chance to make amends. The lost souls of Remus's former subjects remain imprisoned in their statues. If we defeat that asshole, we can use Requiem to give their souls release, allowing them to return to the high seas, to the eternal cycle of life and death. That way I must consider myself to have fulfilled this wish. Perhaps that is why I'm here. Indeed. Perhaps this is indeed the fated encounter. Canticles of Harmony, final stanza. Gradus Capitolium. Release the Ichor to connect the aqueducts. Can I just teleport in? Okay, cool. By the way, to modrý kolečko na té minimapě je literálně ten lokátor toho posledního hydrokulu. Což je tady v tom hradě někde dole. Tak, jdeme na to. Dávám, a dám. Bum 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 bum. Řeka Ichoru plaví po spravený dálnici. How the Ichor dazzles, as just as it did millennia ago. This must truly mean that the time has come. The gates of Domus Aureus shall swing wide open, just as they did when the golden waterways rang with song. In the days when the melody of the fellow would flow, whatever. Oh, I can hear it already. That beautiful music. You shall gain access to Domus Aureus. Let's go. I don't control anything. Mačkáme zeník do rytmu. I guess. Vokál pozadí. Mezerík je hrozně nahlas. Nevím, jak moc je to slyšet do videu. Možná, jestli budu mít příští klávesnici, tak si pořídím nějakou tu, která má méně mechanický klikání. Ují. The gates are open. We pass through the golden gates accompanied by a golden melody. Hey, we're finally in! That was long. That's it, this looks more like the guts of a giant machine than does a palace. It's very familiar. Is this the place we saw Remus's memories in? That's why Mr. Super Rude Guy also wants to be here. Things are gonna get very ugly if he succeeds. We don't know what became of the fucking Miss whatever the fuck. Tady je poslední hydrokolus v celém Fontainu. Bum. Což mě přináší na statue level 10. And here's this guy. End of an ancient dream. Persistent garbage. Did you repair the broken aqueducts to celebrate my birth as the god of ancient? I must warn you, my new world requires no such thing, nor will I require ships, for all shall find and turn happenings within my symphony. We're about to add some end bar lines to your score. That's right, best you admit defeat now and release everyone's souls. Also, hand over Cassador, to bylo její jméno. Jaký Monsieur Oz, ty vole. Kdo to kurva vymyslel? Paimon, ale myslím tím writer team, teďko, jaký idiot to vymyslel. The Cassador is good enough name already, just use it. Cassador already agreed to join this ritual. She has returned to Remuria's embrace. All wills of Remuria is now merging into one. Where is now your friendship? Was it not merely on presumptiveness and inflated sense of importance? Cassador! Hello. Just trust me. Yoink. Hey, velká šestikončetinovka. Bear witness to my new beautiful form or whatever. Nevím, co říkal, ale je mi to tak trochu jedno. The second coming of Sebastos.
This is order.
Oh. What? How? Why can't I control this body? Sador! I have you at last, Boethius. All your will is here, and Phobos also. This time there is no escape. What? I am a Harbost, the conductor of the symphony. Why? How did you? Have you forgotten? Before Sebastos cut me away, I too was a Harmost. And now that I have returned to the symphony, you are the sole conductor no longer. So you agreed to join me just to lower my guard, only to betray me from the inside. You? Think of our kin imprisoned in prison beneath the waters, of the torment they've suffered. Will truly destroy our cause, obliterate our final hope for the sake of those who scurry and scrawl on the dry land. You are the traitor here, and the one who imprisoned our people. That is why our nation fell to its ruinous fate all that time ago. The justice that our Sebastos gave unto us, the golden ideal, was to follow the melody of our hearts and obtain the freedom to grasp our fate. We did not wish to be judged by fate, much less to become your slaves. After Phobos was shattered, the people should have gained their freedom. If not for your deception, their nightmare would have ended a long time ago. Lemuria has not fallen. With Phobos as its guiding star, it shall rise again. Though rock and metal may crash and clamor, humans cannot live without water and soil. No power, however great, that tramples upon the value of life has any meaning. Are you not human yourself, Boethius? We Lemurians were all ordinary Fontainians once. Though we forsook our flesh, racked with pain and weakness, and gained immortal forms, we still have mortal souls, mortal emotions, and mortal frailties. But we forgot all that. We forgot where we came from, believed ourselves superior to the other humans. That's why we failed. Do you remember my words, traveler? Now!
Gather!
Wayne.
Charge!
Watch out! Ha! Ah! Umbrella warfare, I guess. That's fire!
Open up. Tarty ještě. Everyone's getting dizzy now for some reason. Cassador. Traveler. Paimon. I don't think we would be able to meet again like this. You're Cassador? Boethius is here too. He's not gonna try anything funny, eh? No, wait, I promised a singer? What was that thing floating? You see it too, then. The being that hovers behind the illusion of Boethius. Huh. You found me, I see. No, illusion it is that you see. You gaze upon Boethius. In truth, for I am in truth Boethius. Now, of course, I am not only him, but also you. I am every melody, every moment, every thought. I am the sum of all souls. I am Phobos. This does not include your children from beyond, however. You are not yet part of us. Phobos, so the great symphony that governs all, has a persona. Phobos, or should I say that which was once Sibylla, was originally a survivor of the last deluge that swallowed the earth. Sibylla's wish was to grant happiness to all in the world who are called humans, but she had no persona, and her strength was insufficient. Thus she entrusted her wisdom to Remus, and with the addition of the power that Remus possessed, the Phobos Symphony was created. That is to say, me. No, but how can this be? The music we played all this time and the fate we accepted, that all came from you. To bylo obráceně, ale never mind. Nejsem profesionální voice actor, leave me alone. Yes, it is me, but it is also all of you. I am also you. I am the aggregate of all your wishes. Eliminating our enemies, destroying other lives, destroying cities and villages. Were those also our wishes? Precisely. That is what you wished for. And so I responded. Plunder, hatred, slaughter. These too were all part of your collective wishes. Is that not what it means to give everyone happiness? Ridiculous. And don't be absurd, that's just twisting the message. Those aren't our true wishes. The arrogance and hatred that fester within us warp you, turning you into a terrifying monstrosity, jako létající harfu, vole, jaká to monstrosnost, Fakt jako, jaká monstrozita, vole. Such things will make no one happy. No wonder you led us to destruction. The Imperator himself must have sensed it. Ah, Remus. Yes, he did attempt to destroy me. But why? Without me, all of you would have once again plunged into confusion and agony. So for all your sakes, I had to. Wait, what do you mean to Boethius? Even then, had already... Yes, that must be it. We could never have gotten against the Sebastos' commands unless the very symphony rebelled against them. But what of Boethius then? What have you done with him? Well, he's become us, of course, or he has been assimilated into us. Or put in my way to understand, I ate him. Ate him? But that was also his wish, one only I could fulfill. I'm sure that it made him most happy indeed. So that's why Boethius became your puppet. And that way he did all he could to engineer your return. It's all for the happiness of you, for everyone. Huh. No. We're putting an end to all this. I have trapped you in this body, so there's no way out. You shall be destroyed. Is your wish to disappear together with me? Would that make you happy? But I can't fulfill that wish. I am Lemurian no longer. Catheter. I am Lemurian no longer, and I cannot become Fontainian. I already chose my fate when I agreed to help the Sebastos attain his wish. So yes, that is my wish, the reason for which I have wandered this world. I will end this millennia-old nightmare. Now, Lumina, Phobos and I, destroy us both. But what? I am filled with joy, Lumina, for I have just learned of Sebastos' plans and hopes. Sebastos aimed to free everyone from the symphony, from the hatred and strife, through his sacrifice. Even to the last moment he desired to save his people. Now I shall fulfill the wish he could not see through. This is our final chance, and only you can help us seize it. That is why Sebastos and fate brought you here.
Fall in!
Done. Stačí jeden výstřel z Naviny, brokovnice a hotovo. Jaký pak s tím sraní? And slash it apart. Cassador, is that you? It's finally over. Finally, freedom! It seems that I also shall fade. Cassador? It's alright. I have finished walking the road I was meant to, and fulfilled which I was meant to fulfill. This world shall no longer have Cassador, or the Golden Hunter. I am certain that people of this present world shall continue on normal lives as they were before. Please, traveler, you have my thanks for accompanying me so far. My journey finally reached its destination, but yours has yet to end. Please play the requiem for me. As for Sebastos' wishes, let our souls return to the present world and to the great sea. If water loses its clarity, how shall it become water again? If a tree leaves the soil, where should it go to put down roots? Maria, we get it! Perhaps we shall meet again someday, in a fertile land full of flowing water. Oof. Mňau. A ta monokromní kočka tam je pořád. Guess we can't call the cat Cassador. Head to the podium. Jeden bonusový hydrokuls, aby nám jeden zbyl. Meriusk ad mare. Hehe, s bohem, kočko. Fuck it. Sakra. Oh, hello. Meow. Meow. Oh, big guy, you scared Aussie here. When Cassador? No, the familiar feeling disappeared. Where is Cassador? Has she returned through one of those stone bodies again. She's no longer with us. Yeah, she's a bit wrong with Boethius and Phobos. It is all gone. There was a couple of last twists and turns, ale je to všechno u konce. And all that's left is the cat. Meow, meow. Aw, so cute. Yes, you deserve this kind of appearance. He was a brave little kitty. So you vanquished that evil apparition and Cassador, fulfilling the final wish. I'm certain that his soul has returned to the deep waters and now is reunited with the others. So long as we complete Remus's final symphony, we shall be able to send their souls back to the present. Life flows like water. They will join the current, and one day they will surely be reborn. Well, let us begin. Perform this final stanza. Super, asi ten mezerník jde do akce. Hey. Following the current compass, the congregated souls are counted. You depart from the underwater realm. You follow the spirit flow. Fealty Velribe, I guess. As everything is over, you return to where it all began, to the village of Petrichor. Lacrimosa. Fate is a spinning loom that never ceases. After being watered by tears, new flowers will bloom forth from the ground. The guilty humans rise from the sea of suffering and return to the womb. O heavens, please grant them peace. Někde později si vyzvednu tu poslední melodii. Is the symphony finally coming to an end? Final Symphony of Remus. We've completed the song, and the souls imprisoned the oceans all left. The townspeople should be back to normal, alright? Thank you both for completing this final musical movement. These wishes that have endured for thousands of years, whether they were mine, Remus's, or that of anyone who wishes to protect peace. That reminds Paimon of Cassador. Meow? You like that name too? Stavo teď nemluvíme. His soul has returned to the high sea as well. There, at last, he can be at peace. I imagine that was akin to releasing for him. As for my kindred and descendants, it seems that a new, true dragon has been born to us. Though, as one who was a prince amongst the Hydro Bishops, I should go forth and seek an audience with him. Though it is hard to say if I still count as dragonborn. Too much time has passed, so much that little in this world has anything to do with me. So what do you plan to do? Well now, it was not easy to regain my freedom, so I believe I shall have a good romp underwater. Good romp. After all, there are none who shall disturb me any longer. Save you, perhaps. What do you mean, disturb? I jest. Still, you are not the due to return to your own place. Let us part ways here, then. Or so I would say, but further visits on your part would be appreciated. I might get lonely now that everyone is gone, after all. Oh, you already miss us, you big lunk. We will meet again in the next Marvel movie. Skilla will return. Looking at you, I even begin to look forward to the future of terrestrial beings. Until we meet again. Skilla leaves amidst the waves. What do we do now? Let's go back to Esta and tell him everything. We did promise. And there's the cat. What do we do with it? Let's go back to town. Canticles of Harmony complete. The lovely legends of Petrichor. Taky bedny? Jsou tu bedny. Jsou tu bedny, jsou tu točky. Je tu všechno. Where is it though? Říkejte mi, že to je na střeše. Ne, nemělo by. Tady to je. A je to na balkónku. To je ten nejvíc zlandaný balkónek, co jsem kdy viděl. Tady už je conquest. Tam je ta bedna. Já ji vidím. Je to taky na tom balkónku. Hey, we're back. Oh, isn't... Wait, no. Who are you? Hey, you can't have forgotten us already. The Traveler and Paimon. I have indeed heard tell of these names, but I could have sworn I heard them in a dream. You were definitely awake then. But also, while we were below, didn't we even see you? I dreamed that everyone in town was petrified, turned into stone statues, leaving me utterly alone. But finally, two brave heroes came where I shouldered the burden of rescuing everyone. Could it be that was no dream at all? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? After all, everyone's back to normal now. It seems as though everyone had some very strange dreams indeed, all at the same time. What happened? Could we have been hypnotized en masse? It'll take us ages to properly explain all of it, just forget about the hypnosis thing. Oh, speaking of hypnosis, you two even brought over a cat. Quite intelligent. A má dvě rozdílný eye colors, což já totálně žeru. He's even smarter than he looks. And moreover, he's our companion, but unfortunately we can't take him with us. Is that a coincidence? Our club just happened to open bed for cats. It's been unoccupied ever since that hypnosis researcher went traveling. If you two don't mind, leave him here with us. I can't quite put my finger on it. I feel like we're bound up together, almost as by fate. I'll take very good care of him. The cattery is on the other side of the building. Just walk over and you'll see it. Guess to be home now. Meow? That feels a bit weird. Cassador should have already left, right? So who is the cat now? Is it the original cat that hadn't been indwelled by Cassador, or is it the Monsieur Oz that showed those adventures? Paimon's brain is cramping up. You're not suited to think about stuff like this. Oz is Oz. Paimon still doesn't get it, but you know what? Whatever. We found a new home for the cat, so we can be on our way. Nope. Jinak to bude všechno tady z toho questu. Takže já si dodělám ještě pozadí to vystoprocentování těch oblastí, tam tý a jeho toho Nostoj regionu, se to podívám po ostrově. A pak se uvidíme na outru. Tak jsem tady zpátky po mé maxovací odmoce a právě se vydávám na poslední cestu k Fontáně Lucien, nebo jak se jmenuje. Kdy do ní vložím posledních pár věcí. No, poslední trip, protože už mám všechno namaxovaný. Jo. Takže už tam mám nějaký ty extra, I guess, takže si uděláme tripík do toho sigil shopu, který už mám odemčenej. A dozvím se konečně, co tam je. Takže tady ten diamantík. Abych ukázal, že mluvím pravdu. Look. Všechny regiony 100%. Každý z nich prolezený na maximum. A Sea of Bygone Eras taky 100%, jak jsem říkal. Takže všechno je tady na 100% a další 100% journey moje bude tady. Chenyu Vale. Protože na ten jsem absolutně zapomněl. Chenyu Valeský hlavní quest jsem udělal. A to bude pro tento pravděpodobně docela dlouhý díl všechno, kdy jsme vystoprocentovali celý Fontaine v mnoha směrech. A pokud se nemýlím i questově, tak máme tam nějaký to Narcissenkreuz věc? Jo. Zbývá nám akorát jenom Narcissenkreuz Ordo dodělat do své úplnosti. A pak už nemáme ani žádný side questy do toho Fontainu. Takže je další miniquest saga v slot, jak to mám nazvaný. Až budeme dělat nějakou miniquestovou ságu další, tak to bude určitě dodělat Narcissenkreuz. A pak se vrátíme miniquestama do Sumeru, kde tady se vrátíme k té grupě, jak je s nima ta holka. Fialovou vlasa, nevím, jak se jmenuje už. Ale vrátíme se k ní, do té pouštní triby, protože tam mají zase nějaký trouble. Takže k tomu se dostaneme eventuálně. A tady už se jenom stačí rozloučit, takže než se rozloučíme úplně, tak samozřejmě, jak jsem říkal před velkým střihem, ze dne na den, tak i tady udělám vyšpul, ačkoliv už jste jeden round vyšpulování viděli, protože pro mě je to celý jiný den a další vlna farmení primogemů byla udělána. S tímhle mám skoro 90, opět. Takže dám 1-2 vyšpulíky a s tím budu spokojen. Takže dáme první vyšpul ze 2, pokud nedropne něco amazing. Tak doufáme samozřejmě. Jo. Dostal jsem Favonius Sword hned z pálky. Ale třeba dostaneme 2 4-star dropy, to je možný. Není to tak moc pravděpodobný, ale je to možný. Samozřejmě nejvíc doufáme v Iono a Ilugu. Ty nejnovější charaktery a charaktery, které nemají ještě plný konstelace. Obzvláště Iluga, ten je setupnutý do budoucna jako primární pomocník Zibai, který je na ní dělaný a Zibai samotná čeká, až se dostanu do Notkraje. Takže tady mám jenom Infovonial Sword na Energy Recharge. Ano, vím už přesně, co je zač, aniž bych na ně musel koukat, jak moc jsem ho dostal. Tady už mám všechny vybraný, tady jsem si vybral Ember v minulým předstřivem. Takže to ani nemusím řešit. A rovnou jdu na další. Takže skláním hlavu, prosím, Gacha Gods, prosím, bohové veškeré randomosti, dejte mi ilugu. Yep. Měl jsem skloněnou hlavu, takže jsem nevěděl, ale jenom zvednu hlavu a je tam! To je přesně, co chci vidět. No, yes! Let's fucking go, double drop. Double drop, double dip. Jak Iluga, tak Ayano dostanou konstelačku. Ještě jednu přídavnou na konec dílu. Let's fucking go. Já dostal coaching? Si děláte srandu. A to jsem myslel, že už se to vybralo. Jak nevybralo, no, tak dostanu piť. Ale mám technicky za to dost času a vyšpulu na to hardpitinout podruhý. Což možná udělám. A se uvidí, co se uvidí. No, catching nepoužívám, protože byla dávno eklipsnuta. Efekt, co se týče efektivity gameplaye. Ale kdo ví, třeba ta její další konstelace je absolutně bombová. A není první. Catching jsem nedostal po druhý, nebo po třetí. Dostal jsem ji už párkrát, takže to už bude taky nastřádaný. Well, I'll make my screenshot. Hej, se nedozvím asi, co? Ne, to se nedozvím. Dostal Ayano, Ilugu a Catching jako prohru. Mám 70 polů. A 15 dní na to, kdy budu absolutně maxovat Cherry Veil. A taky tam pravděpodobně přilítne nějaký event nebo něco v těch 15 dnech, takže já jsem relativně v pohodě. Ještě tady Battle Pass mi pomůže. Down the line, eventuálně mi taky něco přispěje. A taky zároveň jsem informován o tom, co bude další banner, co bude po tomhletom banneru Kasky a Linej. Vím, co bude další banner, co se týče 5-starových postav, takže vím, že na ně hardbity se mi spendovat nechce. Což je Dendro Duo, Nefer a Lauma, myslím. Vím, že to jsou dvě Dendro postavy, já jsem si tak 80% jistý, že to je Nefer a Lauma. A vzhledem k tomu, když se vezmu všechny 4 z těch 2 rotací, Linea, Chaska, Nefer a Lauma, tak z těch 4 definitiv si nejvíc tu Lineu, protože je nová a Geo support, takže jsem udělal takový konsensus, že Linea bude můj fokus. A jelikož je teďkon, tak samozřejmě IRL budu nahrávat a natáčet hodně akcelerovaněji s větší vervou, protože na to mám motivaci. Což vy nepoznáte, protože upload schedule můj je vždycky pořád jednou týdně, jak to většinou bývá. A v době, kdy to nahrávám, tak je vlastně březen nebo duben, někdy na přechodu. A v době, kdy to vidíte, tak bude možná červen. Takže nebo dál, klidně, nebo dál. takže to je už dávno. Ale co, jak je léto? Je léto velmi horký a nesnesitelný? Pravděpodobně. Ale to zase rambluju, takže abych to ukončil, než budu mluvit o nějakých píčovinách a neudělám si z toho zase solo podcast, tak Uvidíme se u charakter storyčka a pak možná Natlanu zase po druhý. A to bude ode mě všechno. Děkuji, že jste se dívali a že třeba taky hrajete Genshin a užíváte si hru. Takže nejsem sám, komu se tahle hra líbí. Ode mě to bude všechno a nezbývá mi nic říct, než popřát případnou dobrou noc.